take a look at some of the properties associated with logarithms. So with these types of problems, we're not actually going to solve anything. We're basically just going to do some expanding and condensing of different problems. So the first property, the thing to remember is that multiplication inside the parentheses will turn into addition outside. So log xy will turn into log of x plus log of y. And so now we look at the next one, that's division, and kind of common sense will tell you that division is going to turn into subtraction. So log of x over log of y will turn into log of x minus log of y. Now, the big idea here, if you remember like x to the third times x squared, that turned into x to the fifth, where we had multiplication between the bases. It ended up being addition, right? We did 3 plus 2 to get the 5. And since logarithms are just exponents, that's basically what's happening here. And similarly, like if you had x to the 10th over x to the third, that is division. That's division of the x's, but you end up subtracting the exponents into x to the 7th. If you have x and it's raised to a power inside those parentheses like that, what you're allowed to do is actually bring that y out front, or that exponent out front. And then this is actually a typo. This should be log of 1. So uh, anything, any base, log 1, is going to be equal to 0. And then if you think about it, right, log of 1, if we have that 10 to the x equals 1, well, anything raised, right, if we want to get this to be 1, x has to be equal to 0. And that can be really for any base. So let's use some of these properties to show you how they work. So this is log of 3x. Multiplication will turn into addition. So that'll be log of 3 plus log of x. Here we have division, right? So we're expanding. We took one single logarithm, we expanded it out into something bigger. Here there's a single logarithm of log 5 divided by b. So that'll turn into log of 5 minus log of b. I'm not asking you to solve these. We're just basically using the properties to expand them or bring them together. And here that x squared, remember that 2 can come out in front of the logarithm. So we can put it like that. Here we have three things being multiplied together. We have log of 15 plus log x to the fifth plus log of y. And there's one more thing we can do with that x to the fifth. So it's log 15 plus, bring that 5 all the way out front of that particular log, plus log of y. All right. Now this one, let's go ahead and take that 4 to the inside of the parentheses, um, just so we make sure we don't forget about it. And now we've got 3 to the 4th times z to the 4th, so that'll turn into log 3 to the 4th plus log z to the 4th. And now I can use that property where I can bring that down in front. So log 3 plus 4 log of z. Right? And I didn't bring that 4 down initially because I'm afraid if I did, I'd forget to have that 4 sitting in front of the log z. And then finally, number 6. So you got multiplication of 3 and a. We could do this, log of 3a minus log of b. Okay, so that took care of the division, and now we got 3 times a. So that's log of 3 plus log of a minus log of b. So there's your final answer for number 6. And then the only other thing that I'm going to ask you to do is maybe go the other way with it. So this would turn into addition will turn into multiplication. So if I want to condense or make it into a single logarithm, addition will turn into multiplication. That's 5 times 6. And if you want to take that a step further, since we can actually do that, log of 30. Here, subtraction will turn into division. So we end up with 3x over 15. And we can do a little bit of, we can simplify that fraction a little bit and end up with log of x over 5. Here, let's take that 6 back up here. So we'd have log xy to the third raised to the 6th power. Now, quote unquote, distribute that 6 in. So we end up with x to the 6th, y to the 18th. So let's take this 3, get it up there, that 4, move it up. Going to do this a step at a time. So we have log x to the third, log y to the fourth, minus log of x squared. So the addition will turn into multiplication. So we end up with x to the third, y to the fourth, and then subtraction turns into division. And we should be able to simplify that a little bit because as x is in both the numerator and denominator, we can end up with log of x, y to the fourth. Here, we got plus again, so that means we're going to multiply. So 8a times 7b, and we can go ahead and multiply that 8 and the 7 together. So that'll be 56ab. And then 6 is a typo again. That needs to be plus right there. So we have log of 6 times 2 minus log of 3, which will turn into log 12 minus log of 3. And then that subtraction turns into division, so we end up with log of 12 over 3. Then we know 12 divided by 3 is 4.